Okay, welcome back. Let's continue with another part. Now I'm gonna to click on File, New, select part, and OK. Still, I'm not using my mouse, so I will continue my work with only by the touch panel of the computer. So let's select top. Uh, you have to go to view orientation, normal 2. Now I'm gonna to click on sketch. Let's create a sketch. As always, we have to start from origin point and make a rectangle. Now, as you can see, the color of the lines is not black. It means that we need dimension, smart dimension. Let's put a dimension to this part as 100 and 100. Right. Now, if you check the color, it will be black. Okay. Now you can go to view orientation, isometric, feature, extrude. Let's do an extrusion of 20. Right. Okay. Now, isometric. This is the part. Now I'm going to continue to work on this part, this plane. Select this one. Normal 2. Sketch. Make another rectangle from this point to this point. If you do this, escape, since this point is already defined to the part, that's why you don't need to have any dimension. The color of the lines will be black. Okay, isometric, view orientation isometric. Now I'm gonna to use again extrude, extruded boss. Okay, now we are gonna to, normally when we are extruding these parts, it will be slightly extruded. But here, this time, I'm gonna to put an angle, or I'm gonna to make a draft. That's why I am clicking on this draft on. Okay, the angle which I'm gonna to have is 10. Okay, and the height will be 40. Okay, now confirm. Now have a look to this part, view orientation normal 2. Okay, this part here, this planes is actually conical. If you wanted to see how it look like, you can go to view orientation and, for example, select this view, front view. You can see this line, these two is not, the parallel with these two lines. Or you may see the other views. Definitely the other views will be, it's on the same way. Okay, ISO. Now I'm gonna to continue to work on this plane. Select this plane, normal 2. Now go to sketch and rectangle, corner rectangle. Let me see. Start to draw a line here, rectangle here, as this. Okay. Now smart dimension. Here is 25. And dimension from this point to this line, it's 37.5. Okay, and here this line 35. Okay, now as you can see here, for making this color, this rectangle black, I put 3 dimensions. Okay, If you wish to see how your sketches look like, it's here. Okay, it's on this plane. Okay, so I'm gonna to use feature and oops. If you have this problem, let me see this problem because some of you may I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a change in the menus, and you will have this problem most of the time. Okay, if you have this problem, you can pick this. You click, press down your the mouse, pick this menu, and come and place here. Look, I'm putting this one here. It will be back to the original position. Okay, so I'm in feature. Okay, you have to go to extruded cut, select the extruded cut. Now here I'm going to use true all and confirm. Now as you can see here, I made a grow. Okay, and if you use view orientation, you can see that all right here the grow is look like this, but where the grow is, you can use here, you can use the hidden lines. Okay, this third one, you can see we have a line here. Look here, let's see isometric. This is the lines we have. Normally in technical drawings we have two types of the line. This lines is outline, and this hashed line is hidden line. It means that originally when you are looking to this part, you can see the outlines but not hidden lines. Okay, look here, have a look here. If I use this, okay, you cannot see the rest of this line. But if you wish to see the hidden lines, as you can see, we have some lines in the part. Okay, so maybe later we will use this. In drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna to select here. Okay, normal 2. Again, I am gonna to go to sketch, make a click, make a rectangle here. This time, this distance is 40. Here, sorry, this line to this line is 30. Okay, and here is this height is 20. Okay, now we can see the color of the lines right now is black. Now let's try the geometric view. Okay, and features and cut extrude. Let's say true all. Okay, and compare. Now we make this part. Okay, this is a little bit complicated part, but it is sophisticated. Now I'm gonna to make a save as this part. Right, for example, let's say put a name for this part. Okay, in desktop, save. Okay, it will be saved. Now I am gonna the part of the which we are gonna to develop is already finished, but I'm gonna to use this part to make a drawing. Okay, you have to go. You firstly don't forget you have to save the part. If you do not save the part, you cannot go to drawing. So firstly, you have to go to file and make drawing from the part. Okay, remember from previous lecture, I explained you. Firstly, we have to draw the part. Then, if we need, we have to go to assemble, and then we can make the drawing. Drawings is 2D, but for, the part and assemble is 3D. Okay. So I go to file, make drawing from the part. Since it's 2D, it means that we have to, define the size of the paper. We can have different sizes, for example, A4, A3, A2, A1, and A0. The biggest one is A0. Okay, for example, I'm gonna to work on A4 size paper. Okay, if in ISO we have content, this content is a table. Let's write the content. Okay, but later I will explain you how we can, fill this content. Okay, I'm gonna to select A4 size paper. Okay, and the size of this paper is given here. It has a width of the 210 and height of 297 millimeters. Okay, so I'm gonna to create my paper. Now here I made a paper. All the informations which relate to this part can be filled here, but we will keep as at this step we will keep these informations. We are not going to fill these informations. Later I will show you how we can fill these informations. Okay. In technical drawings, we have 6 views. When you have a look to the part, any parts, for example, if when you are gonna to have a look to your table, okay, you can see this table from 6 different views. Okay, one of the views is on your front. It is your front view. The other view is on your right. It means that, okay, you can put your table in your front, but you can go from right and have a look to your table. This is called as right view. Okay. If you have a look to this part from your left side, okay, definitely it will be left view. Okay. And even it's possible to have a look to the part from the top. That's why this view is called as top view. Okay, you can see the parts from the bottom. It will be bottom, and you may see the part from the back. It will be back or rear. Okay, so for any part, we can have 6 different views. Okay, so in drawing, what we are trying to do, we have to represent the isometric view of the part. Okay. Besides this, we have to show the views. Okay. If the part is very sophisticated, is very complex, we should represent all the 6 views. Okay. Because maybe as your laptop, when having looked to your laptop, your front view is quite different with your back view. Okay, you have many details on your front, but in back it's not. Okay, but consider your laptop. Your right view definitely is almost, let's say, but most of the time it's not same. Is not almost similar with your left. Okay, only the ports is different. Okay, and your in case of laptop, your bottom and your top is quite different. Okay, so if you are the drawing a very complex part, definitely you have to show all the 6 parts, so 6 views. But here, our part is not too much sophisticated, and we believe the front view is quite similar to the back view. Right is quite similar to the left, but only top is different with bottom. But in bottom, we don't have too much details. It is very possible for engineers to understand the bottom is a rectangle. That's why here I'm gonna to try I'm going to have in my paper, I'm going to have a isometric view, and I'm going to draw or represent 3 views of these parts. Okay. Firstly, as you can see here, on my right side, I have these views. If in your computer it is not here, you can go to the insert and you can find the model. Okay. Firstly, let's try this one. Okay. Look, it's here. Now, firstly, I'm going to use ISO. Now, just picking the part and placing the part in the paper. Okay. When you place the part, Here we have a drawing view. Okay, you can have many options. For example, here in display style, much better to use shaded with age. Okay, so I'm gonna, since I'm gonna, I wish to have a actually part quite similar to my perspective, quite similar to my part. I will use this one, shaded with aids. Okay, so this is the 3D model or perspective. Okay, now as I said, I'm gonna to place here three, the views. Okay, now much better to, this put the front, okay, in the center. For example, I'm going to call, look here, front. When I'm putting the front here, okay, automatically without pressing any, any, without doing any click, you can see different views. For example, this is the top, this is my right, this is my left, this is the bottom. Okay, so what I have to do, if this one is front, I'm gonna to use right, and I'm gonna to use top. Okay, so if you check, be careful, these views, as you can see, is interrelated with each other. Okay, because this, the borders, border of this view, but look, this point is along with this point. Okay, and let's say this line should be aligned with this line. Okay, so I have this perspective. Okay, now I'm gonna to show you how we can represent the detail of this part using 2D. Okay, so here we have front. This one, since it is on right of the front, it is right view, and this one is top view. Okay, now it's time to put, even if you wish, you can move this one a little bit here. Okay, it's time to put some dimensions. Okay, but automatically the dimensions which here you are gonna to represent will comes from the part. Look here, I'm gonna to say that, okay, this one, okay, diameter of this one is 100. Automatically without typing, it's 100. This one is 100 too. Okay, during the, times, it will be better to in drawing to, show all the, let's say, mm, all the dimensions, but not extra dimensions, because some dimensions is the drawer or the engineers can understand from, okay, other views what the dimension of this, the line is, for example. Okay, but this is a little bit needs experience. Okay, this one is 20, so since this one is 20, I can understand this one is 22. It's the same dimensions. Okay, so from here to here, it's, let's say, 40, and you can put, for example, dimension for this, dimension for this, and the rest of the dimensions. This is just a very simple demo. For example, the dimension for this is 25, here is 25. 35. The only problems which here we have, let's say if it is a problem, this draft. Okay, for showing this draft, I'm gonna to select this line and this line. Okay, as you can see, you can represent the angle. Okay, so this is my drawing, and for this part, okay, most of the times we are gonna to make a print from this part, from this drawing, and send this print to the workshops to produce the part. But most of the times in the workshop we don't have SolidWorks. That's why much better to, well, I mean, when you wanted to make a documentation for your part, much better to, make a PDF file. Okay. Here I'm gonna to save as. Firstly, since I may need to make a change in the part, much better to save in a, the SolidWorks format. But since I'm gonna to send this part to my workshop to produce, I'm gonna to use say file, save as. Here, the type of the, I'm gonna to make a change on the type or format of the part as PDF, okay, PDF, okay, and save. Now, this part, if you check the, for example, my desktop, it is a PDF file. Very simply, you can send this file by email, and or very simply, you can make a print from the part. Okay. So another terms which I'm gonna to show here is if you, if I back to my part, okay, remember in previous lecture, I said we can make some changes in the part after drawing the parts. The tree diagram of the part is here. Okay, we build this part in 4 different steps. Okay, now I'm gonna to make a change. For example, in the third step, which is a cut extrude, I'm gonna to make a change on this sketch. Click on it, edit sketch. Okay, it is 35. Let's see normal view. It is 25 and 35. Now I'm gonna to make a change here. This one is 35. Keep this in the mind. I'm gonna to put it as 30. Okay, so I made the revision dimension. Okay, confirm it. Okay, 30. Now I have this part. If I back to my drawing, okay, now, and have a look to this diameter, automatically this one is changed to 30, okay? So you don't need to do any change. Look here, it's 30, okay? So you don't need to, make any change on this drawing. So very simply, if you made a change in the part, here in drawing and later on in assemble, everything will be changed automatically. Okay. This is the end of the lecture for this week. You have 5 homeworks. Okay. One homework 3 is from my previous, and the 2 files you have to prepare. One is for part, the other one is for drawing. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay. And this yeah, please follow up the course portal. Thank you very much. Have a good day.